Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Now we are going to cover CPET PYQ 2025. This is the video of part 10. It will be the last 10 question of the total question paper of 2025. Then start with the 91 question. Question number 91. Which principle of educational management is most closely associated with ensuring that decision making power is delegated to the lowest possible level? Option A, centralization. Option B, bureaucratic control. Option D, decentralization. Option D, hierarchical supervision. Among the four options, which will be the correct answer? Choose. Decentralization means delegating decision making power to the lowest appropriate level. So option C will be the correct answer. Okay, option C will be the correct answer. Then move to the next question. Question number 92. The laissez-faire style of educational management is characterized by option A, strict control over educational decision making. Option B, minimum minimal interference from the administration. Option C, highly structured planning and monitoring. Option D, a combination of authoritarian and democratic elements. Which will be the correct answer among the four options? Laissez-faire leadership involves minimal administrative interference and high autonomy. It provides more freedoms without manipulation of any factors. So option B will be the correct answer. Minimal interference from the administration. Minimal interference of the administration among the members. So option B will be the correct answer. Then move to the next question. Question number 93. Democratic leadership in education primarily emphasizes option A, rigid adherence to policy without considering teacher inputs. Option B, decision making through collective participation and consultation. Option C, autocratic control over teachers and staff. Option D, a complete absence of administrative oversight. Which will be the correct answer among the four options? Democratic leadership encourages participation, consultation, and shared decision making. So that option B will be the correct answer. It said decision making through collective participation and consultation, which will be indicate the democratic leadership in education primarily focus. So move to the next question. Question number 94. The role of School Management and Development Committee SMDC in Odisha focuses on option A, planning, monitoring, and executing school development initiatives. Option B, overseeing national level higher education policy. Option C, conducting teacher training workshops at the state level. Option D, developing university level research programs. Among the four options, which will be the correct answer? SMDC plans, monitor, and implement school level development activities. So in that way, option A will be the correct answer. Planning, monitoring, and executing school development initiatives. So option A is the correct answer. Move to the next question. Question number 95. The concept of total quality management TQM in education is primarily aimed at option A, standardizing student learning outcomes. Option B, ensuring continuous improvement in all aspects of institutional functioning. Option C, reducing financial expenditure in schools. Option D, strengthening hierarchical structure in education management. Which will be the correct answer? Total quality management emphasizes continuous improvement in teaching, administration, infrastructure, and outcomes. In this way, option B will be the correct answer because it ensures continuous improvement in all aspects of institutional functioning. Okay, option B will be the correct answer. Then move to the next question. Question number 96. Which key principle is central to Solomon's framework 1994 regarding inclusive education? Option A, segregation of students with disability to improve specialized care. Option B, integration of students with disability in mainstream school with appropriate support. Establishment of separate institutions for students with disability. Option D, prioritization of medical treatment before education inclusion. Just think which will be the related or which will be listen sound for the questions. It's about inclusive education, integrating children with disability into the mainstream school with support, where the mainstream is the keyword of the question. So option B will be the correct answer because all the students should be involved in the mainstream of the general education. Okay, move to the next question. Question number 97. How does the RTE Act 2009 reinforce inclusive education in India? Option A, by mandating specialized school for children with disability. Option B, by making it optional for school to admit students with disability. Option C, by ensuring free and compulsory education to children with disability in neighborhood schools. Option D, by requiring separate classroom for students with disability within mainstream schools, which will be the correct answer of this question. RTE Act ensure free and compulsory education for children with disability in neighborhood school. It is one of the principle of RTE Act. So option C shall be the correct answer because by ensuring free and compulsory education to children with disability in neighborhood school, the act reinforced inclusive education in India. So option C will be the correct answer. Then move to the next question. Question number 98. The UNCRPD 2006 emphasizes which fundamental right for person with disability? Option A, right to specialized education in separate institutions. Option B, right to inclusive education and lifelong learning without discrimination. Option C, right to education only if they demonstrate capability in standardized test. Option D, right to state-sponsored disability benefits in lieu of education. Which will be the correct answer? UNCRPT promotes inclusive, non-discriminatory education and lifelong learning. In this way, option B said right to inclusive education and lifelong learning without discrimination. So option B listened as sound. So option B listened as sound. So option B will be the correct answer because lifelong learning without discrimination. Okay, then move to the next question. Question number 99. What is the primary goal of the Right of Person with Disability Act RPD 2016 in India? Option A, to provide financial assistance to person with disability. Option B, to create separate residential school for students with disability. Option C, to ensure full participation and equal opportunities in all spheres including education. Option D, to replace inclusive education with vocational training. Which option will be the correct answer? The RPD Act ensure full participation, equality, and inclusion of persons with a disability in all areas, including education. In this way, option C ensure full participation and equal opportunity in all spheres, including education. So option C will be the correct answer. Then move to the next question. This is question number 100 and the last question of the series. Which assistive technology would be most beneficial for a student with a speech impairment in an inclusive classroom? Option A, screen reader. Option B, argumentative and alternative communication AAC device. Option C, closed caption on videos. Option D, large print textbook. ACC device helps, means argumentative and alternative communication device, helps students communicate effectively when speech is impaired. So option B will be the correct answer. Okay, then thank you friends to watch the video till the end and the all series. This is my small effort to reach to all the friends who are appearing in 2026 CPET in education paper. So if the video will be informative, meaningful and helpful to anyone, then like, share and subscribe. Thank you.